the 2010s, the start of a whole new decade. The 2000s are over and the 90s are but a distant memory. We are in the future. The iPhone 4 and the iPad were just released. One Direction had their very first audition on the X Factor, and I have a feeling they're gonna be big. Old Spice commercials are going viral overnight, and everybody's rocking skinny jeans and Cookie Monster snapbacks, and we're all planking for the internet for some reason. This is truly the beginning of an entire new era. Yeah, I'm just kidding. The 2010s were cringe as fuck. MySpace was dead, but Facebook, ooh, Facebook, man. That was where all the cool kids were at. It's not how it is now, filled with everybody's moms and grandmas posting embarrassing photos of you. No. You were posting embarrassing photos of yourself. Instagram was just invented and it was so freaking cool, but little did we know that it would completely destroy the point and shoot camera industry, like completely, because how damn easy it was to just upload a photo you just took on your phone. And you remember those cringy iPhone filters you had to put over every picture? I do. I remember. Vine became popular in 2013, garnering some of the greatest hits like
What the fuck is up, Kyle? No, what did you say, dude? What the fuck, dude? Step the fuck up, Kyle.
What it is? Or what's up? What's up? Got your nigga in the cup. Goddamn. What it is? What it is?
Do it for the man.
I ain't gonna do it.
Do it for the man.
I ain't gonna do it.
Do it for the man.
Gonna do it.
Do it for the man. Let me hop out the Porsche. I don't wanna hit that.
Shut the up.
and many, many more. But sadly, they died in 2016. But we wouldn't have apps like TikTok today if it wasn't for Vine. I would literally not be here if it wasn't for Vine. How crazy is that? Social media challenges were all the rave. We had the cinnamon challenge, the ice bucket challenge, the salt and ice challenge, which really hurt. Mento and Coke challenge, which people still do now. The Kylie Jenner lip challenge, where you like put like a Gatorade bottle over your lips and made them all huge. Like, why did we do that? The chubby bunny challenge, the mannequin challenge, and my personal favorite, the Harlem Shake. Do you guys remember early 2010s YouTube? Because that was my favorite time on the internet ever. We had some shitty stuff that went viral, like Rebecca Black gave us Rwanda.
I want your body!
Which was earth-shattering. Back in this time, Game Theory was dropping hits like every single video, and Smosh was actually Smosh. And the only Charlie that I knew of was Charlie Is So Cool. Like, he was actually the first YouTuber that I like sat down and binge watched and just like completely fell in love with. YouTube back then, I don't know, man, it was just different. It had a different vibe around it, and I kind of miss it. So I'm sure you know that memes existed before the 2010s, but they completely changed internet culture as we know it during this time. Do you remember the first meme of the decade? Can you guess it? Because I bet you can't. Think of something what you think it is, okay? Ready? Ready? You're wrong. It was Antonio Dawson, who famously said,
He's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up. Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife.
Yeah, that was the very first meme of the entire decade. How crazy is that? Like, if you showed me a meme from today, back then, I don't think any of us would have gotten it. Like, how do we go from this to this? Truly, culture has evolved. 2010s was the decade for mobile apps, mainly because we didn't have the technology for it beforehand, but man, did developers just start making apps for everything, because no longer were we in the age of cell phones with buttons. It was time for touchscreen phones, and touchscreen phones meant apps. You guys remember the lighter simulator? And everybody had it for some reason. Like, it was legit just an app that was a lighter. Like, why did we have that? Why we had actual lighters? Okay, I have a theory. Now, the Domino's pizza website that allowed you to track your pizza when it was being made, when they put it in the oven, and when they were delivering it to you is the sole reason why we have apps today like DoorDash, Uber, Airbnb, okay? Think about it. But we had apps like Fruit Ninja and Angry Bird, which got a movie for some reason, and then we had Temple Run, which would have made a much better movie. I'm just saying, Pokemon Go, and then the god himself, Flappy Bird, which the creator deleted because it was causing mass hysteria among the public. How crazy is that? From what I can remember, we had some pretty cool innovations in 2010s. Like, some of my personal favorites were the wireless headphones. I don't know if you know, I got like knockoff AirPods right now. Smartwatches, self-driving cars that are kind of like self-driving. They're still kind of not all the way there yet, but we're working on it. But then we had some really weird tech innovations, like those Amazon Alexas and the Google things, like that are constantly just listening to you in your house all the time. Like, that's really creepy. There were also the Google glasses for a minute, which didn't really work out, which sucks because I was kind of excited for it, but oh well.
Chewie, we're home.
2 words. superhero movies. There are literally so many superhero movies that I couldn't even try to list them all, but if you had to describe the blockbuster lineup for the 2010s, it would 10,000% be superhero movies. We had so many, enough to create multiple infinite universes with amazing characters and explosions and drama and explosions and crossovers and explosions. Netflix, which started out as like a gamefly for movies, slowly turned into what everybody watched instead of their actual TV. Many people even cut the cord because of them, and other popular streaming sites like Hulu, HBO Go, HBO Now, Disney Plus, Amazon Video, YouTube, and many other streaming sites kind of failed at what they were trying to do. Also, big news of the decade, Leonardo DiCaprio finally won an Oscar after he'd been acting for like 25 years. All he had to do was eat a raw bison and then sleep in a horse carcass. You know, acting. Disney and Pixar. Oh, Disney and Pixar. You know that small little Indian company that came out with the cult classics this decade like Toy Story 3, Wreck-It Ralph, Big Hero 6, The Good Dinosaur, Moana, Inside Out, Finding Dory, Coco, The Incredibles 2, Toy Story 4, and like Frozen. Frozen came out my freshman year of high school, and I'm a junior in college now, and to this day, little girls and grown men alike know all the words to Let It Go and Do You Want to Build a Snowman? The 2010s will probably be the last decade that I will have ever watched like actual television. I barely watch Netflix now just with how busy I am, and there is no way in hell that I've been paid for cable right now. But back in the 2010s, TV was everything. Dan Schneider's last good show, Victoria, started in 2010. iCarly ended in 2012. Everything after that, in my opinion, garbage. But I'm also a 20-year-old, so kind of take that with a grain of salt if like you like a show from Dan Schneider. Disney. Oh man. Disney Channel was absolutely insane. Maybe you've heard of them, I'm not even sure. They had little shows, you know, like Good Luck Charlie, Phineas and Ferb, Pair of Kings, Jessie, Austin and Ally, Dog with a Blog, Kickin' It, Fish Hooks, Gravity Falls, Ant Farm, Zeke and Loser. But you probably never heard of them, right? Too underground. Now, it wasn't just kids shows that need to be remembered from the 2010s, okay? Game of Thrones was a pop culture phenomenon that everybody who had or had stolen an HBO account talked about.
Winter is coming.
Glee was unlike any show that I've ever seen before, and was one of the first that I actually remember normalizing a gay character. Jersey Shore existed. How I Met Your Mother was probably one of the most controversial and anticlimactic endings ever, and The Walking Dead revamped the zombie apocalypse craze that humans have fantasized over since the late 1960s. You were not cool. You couldn't even be looked at, talked about, or thought of if you didn't have 2 full arms of silly bands, an iDog, iDinosaur, iRobot thing, an entire collection of Beyblades, and at least 12 pillow pets. Oh, I'm sorry, you had the knockoff brand Cushy Critters? Oh, get the fuck out of my face. In the mid to late 2010s, slime, hatchables, and fidget spinners gained a lot of popularity, but nothing made me more mad working in retail stores and like seeing those toys that you had to unbox and unwrap like thousands of different pieces of plastic just to get like 3 tiny little toys that the kid was probably gonna lose in less than like 24 hours. Like seriously, parents who wasted $15 like buying these toys, I'm so sorry for you, they sucked.
You're a jerk. I know. 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 You're a jerk.
Dance has evolved so in the Jerk, the Cat Daddy, the SpongeBob, to the Shuffle, because Laugh My Ass Off came out with their Party Rockin' album, and then the Bernie Lean, Whip Nene, Millie Rock, and then twerking. Oh my god, everybody was twerking, even people who shouldn't have, but then we were blessed with the almighty dab. Everyone could dab, and everybody did, even me, because you know, all those other dances I listed, I probably couldn't do because I'm way too tall, uncoordinated, and white to even attempt, but oh man, the dab. Then dancing decided to change. It became worse. With the explosion of Fortnite, we got a bunch of different dances like Best Mates, The Shoot, Orange Justice, Floss. People will look back on this decade of dancing and just ask themselves, why? The 2010s wasn't all laughs, smiles, and cringe. There was time for sadness too, okay? We lost a lot of great people this decade, tons of cultural icons who changed the world. They will all be missed.
When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world.
Remember when we were all supposed to die in 2012 because the world was supposed to end? Yeah, I was genuinely terrified about that. I was only 13, I didn't know anything. Everybody on the news was just talking about the world gonna end. Everybody was joking about it, and I was just sitting there like, I guess we can show our kids the movie 2012 and like be like, yeah, that, we survived that. You don't even know. Bitcoin. Don't you feel bad for yourself? Don't you wish you hopped on that train when you first heard about it? Because I feel really bad for the people who like heard about it, didn't really do anything, but I feel like my heart goes out to the people who did do something. They bought Bitcoin and then like lost their laptops by the time it was up about $20,000. You could have a Lamborghini by now. That sucks. Same-sex marriage was finally legalized. I can legally get married now. Malaysia Airlines just disappeared and we never found that passenger plane. Like, that is pretty scary. There was also a false alarm, like missile warning in Hawaii that one time, and everybody had a huge panic because they thought they were going to die, especially since the alarm said, "This is not a drill." Good job, government. Donald Trump announced he was going to run for president by going down an escalator, and everybody thought it was a joke, but then he actually won. And then on his very first day of presidency, there was the first ever huge women's march, and everybody's wearing pussy hats because he said that one time like 10 years ago in a bus.
Grab him by the
Fun times. We had 2 royal weddings. Brexit was a thing. I'm not sure what it was, but I remember hearing about it all the time. Google it if you ever have trouble sleeping. The 9/11 memorial was built, and honestly, like, it looks great, like, really good job on that. We had a total solar eclipse in 2017, which was pretty cool, but you know how they say don't look directly at the solar eclipse while it's happening because it's like looking at the sun, you can burn your eyes off? Well, we got this great picture that day, you guys. The leader of the free world. Banksy's famous picture self-destructed after being sold, and everybody in the art world went absolutely crazy. It was pretty funny and really cool. And my all-time personal favorite, like, world moment of the 2010s, we got the first ever photo of a black hole. That was it. That was the end of the 2010s, the end of a decade. Round of applause, you guys. We did it. We went another 10 years without completely destroying ourselves as a species or a planet. Wow. Just wow. I am proud. Kinda. Not really. We're really doing the bare minimum here, you guys, but I am excited to see what 2020 has in store for me, for us. Everything has changed since 2010, so it's going to be absolutely insane to see like where the world is in 2030. I'll be 31 by then. That is a mean trick. I don't want that to happen. I'll probably be married. I might have a kid. That'll be weird. I wonder what I'll name him or her, or if I'll still be making content. Like, that'll be weird. Like, will my 15 minutes of fame be over by then? Or will I have a real job? I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of rambling right now, okay? But I hope you guys enjoy your 2010s as much as I did. I hope your 2020s are great, and I'll see you next time.